You check their message. Again, the screen stays blank. No reply, no change. You scroll back, read words you've memorized. The same silence. You wait, as if waiting proves something. It doesn't. Why do you hold on when their absence screams louder than words? What shifts if you keep staring at a void? Nothing. You know this, yet the urge pulls. You tap, you pause. You lock the screen, only to unlock it again. Each glance, a crack widens. Not in them, in you. The weight of invisible grows heavier. The rejection isn't new, but you feed it. Every time you check, you hand over control. Every unanswered text buries your stillness deeper. You think you're holding on, but you're sinking. Epictetus said, "You are not disturbed by things, but by your view of them." Their silence is a mirror, reflecting your clinging, not their worth, not your lack. The pain isn't their choice. It's your refusal to detach. What remains if you stop chasing their shadow? Do you see yourself, or only their absence? You've stood here before. You know the pull. You know the cost. Yet you repeat. Why? The first cut isn't theirs. It's yours. Silence waits, if you choose it. You think their silence means you're not enough, don't you? You trace their absence as if it defines your worth. You wait, believing their attention will fix the ache. It won't. Their indifference. It's not a verdict. It's noise. You let it echo, because you chase it. You think you need their eyes to see yourself. You don't. Their lack isn't your lack. Their ghosting isn't your truth. But you stay. You linger. You hope blindly that they'll turn back, that they'll notice, that they'll value you. Why? Their steps away aren't your chains, yet you wear them. The trap is simple. You think their rejection measures you. It doesn't. Your reaction does. Every moment you cling, you tighten the loop. Every urge you follow, you lose ground. Their silence is just silence. Not a command, not a truth. You don't need to fill it. You don't need to chase it. You can stand still and see. The door is locked. You don't knock. You walk away. Rule 1. Stop chasing their attention. You open their message thread again. The last text stares back, unanswered. You type, delete, type again. You wait, as if their reply will stitch the hole in your chest. It won't. Chasing their attention, it's a loop. You run, they pull away. You plead, they fade. Each move you make tightens the grip of rejection. You know this, yet you sprint. The cycle starts small. A glance at their story, a refresh of their page, a text you send, hoping they'll notice. Each act, a silent scream for their eyes. But their silence, it's not an accident. It's a choice. You see it, but you don't stop. You chase, because you think their gaze holds your worth. It doesn't. The cost isn't loud. It's quiet. Every unanswered message chips at your ground. Every moment you wait buries your stillness. You lose. Not because they don't see you, but because you don't see yourself. The trap is this. You think their attention will end the pain. It only deepens it. To break the loop, stop. Don't text. Don't check. Don't refresh. Let the urge rise and pass. It will. Their absence isn't your verdict. It's just noise. You don't need to answer it. You don't need their eyes to exist. Withdraw into your own silence. Silence isn't surrender. The urge to chase, it's a shadow that follows. But shadows only grow when you run toward the light that isn't yours. The next rule cuts deeper into the words you think will save you. Rule 2. Don't explain your worth. Your worth. It's not a story you tell. It's not a case you plead. Yet you try. You explain. You lay out reasons why you matter. You craft words to make them see. You think your voice will shift their gaze. It won't. Explaining. It's a trap. You speak. They turn away. You clarify. They drift further. The reflex runs deep. You feel their silence, and you rush to fill it. You list your efforts, your care, your pain. You think if they understand, they'll stay. They won't. Their absence. It's not a question you answer. It's a choice they make. You explain because you think your worth needs their nod. It doesn't. The cost is heavy, but silent. Each word you offer drains your ground. Each plea you make deepens the shame. You don't lose their respect. You lose your own. You think explaining will end the rejection. It only carves it deeper. Your worth. It's a stone, unmoved by their eyes, unchanged by their silence. To stand firm, detach. Don't speak. Don't justify. Let their absence sit unanswered. Their gaze. It's a wind that passes. You don't chase it. You don't need their verdict to stand. Pain is a cold wind. You don't chase it. You don't fight it. You stand and let it pass. The urge to explain. It's a reflex, but it's a trap. You don't need their understanding to find your ground. You don't owe anything. The words you hold back, they're heavy, but their weight doesn't prove your worth. The next rule shifts the focus to the silence you keep seeking. Rule 3. Pause before reacting. You feel the sting. Their words, their absence, their indifference. Your fingers itch to respond. To text. To call. To re. The urge surges. Fast. Sharp. Demanding. You think acting now will stop the pain. It won't. Reacting. It's a reflex, not a choice. It pulls you into their void. The moment they ignore you, your mind races. You draft replies. You rehearse defenses. You want to fill the silence to prove you're still here. But each word you send, each plea you make, it's a step deeper into their trap. You think you're fighting rejection, but you're feeding it. The cost is silent. Every rushed response erodes your center. Every impulse you follow steals your stillness. You lose control, not because they don't answer, but because you don't wait. The chaos isn't theirs, it's yours. You build it with every reaction. To override, pause. Let the urge rise. Let it burn, let it fade. It will. Breathe, don't type. Look, don't speak. Their silence isn't a command. It's just a moment. You don't need to fill it. You don't need to chase it. Hold the space. Claim your self-command. Stillness is enough. The pause, it's a blade. It cuts through the noise, but the noise returns louder when you face their absence. The next rule faces that void and lets it go. Rule Kate. Let go of their silence. Their silence, it sits heavy. You stare at the blank screen, waiting for a sign, a word, a flicker. You cling to the hope that their quiet holds meaning. It doesn't. Their absence isn't a puzzle to solve. It's just air. Yet you grip it as if it's your truth. You tell yourself, if you wait longer, they'll speak. If you stay still, they'll return. You hold their silence like a weight you can carry, but it crushes. Each moment you linger, the loss grows. Not theirs, yours. You lose time. You lose ground. You lose yourself. Contrast this. You cling. And the pain deepens. You let go. And the air clears. Clinging. It's a chain you forge. Every hope you pin on their silence tightens it. Letting go. It's not surrender. It's cutting the link. Their quiet doesn't define you. Your choice does. To break free. Release. Don't wait. Don't wonder. Don't hold. Their silence is theirs, not yours. Step away. Breathe through the urge to stay. You don't need their words to stand. Detach and find your center. Let go isn't weakness. You let go, and the weight lifts. But another urge waits, the pull to seek their shadow. A brief pause reveals its cost. Their silence is a locked gate. You don't need to knock. You already have the key. The gate stays shut, but you keep walking. The next rule faces the reflex to chase their ghost and stops it cold. Rule 5. Stop checking their absence. You unlock your phone again. Their name still there. No new messages. No calls. You swipe, check their story. Nothing. You refresh, hoping for a trace. There's none. Yet you keep looking. You check as if their absence holds a secret. It doesn't. The urge is quiet, but relentless. You tell yourself, just one glance, just to know. But each look pulls you deeper. Into the void, into the rejection. You think you're searching for them, but you're losing yourself. Every tap, a silent plea for their presence. Every scroll, a step away from your ground. The cost isn't loud, it's numbness. Each check dulls your awareness. Each moment you linger buries your stillness. You don't find them, you find emptiness. You know this. Yet the reflex drives you to check, to wait, to hope blindly, to stop, withdraw, lock the screen, put it down, breathe through the pull, let the urge rise and fade. It will. Their absence isn't your mirror. It's just silence. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to fill it. Not checking is your first step back. Not doing is power 2. Mind. They might have posted. Just look. Logic. You've looked before. What changed? Nothing. The urge to check. It's a whisper. But whispers fade when you don't listen. The next rule cuts the tie to their approval. Rule 6. Unhook from their approval. You feel their eyes or their absence. You shift, adjust, perform. You seek their nod, their smile, their words. You think their approval will quiet the ache. It won't. Chasing their validation. It's a trap. You bend, they turn away. You try harder, they drift further. The reflex is old. You speak to win their favor. You act to earn their glance. You please because you think their judgment holds your worth. It doesn't. Their approval, it's a shadow. You chase it, but it moves. Every step you take tightens the knot of shame. The cost is hidden, but real. Each effort to please erodes your center. Each moment you wait for their verdict steals your awareness. You lose, not because they don't see you, but because you don't see yourself. Their gaze isn't your truth. The trap is this. You think their nod will end the pain. It only feeds it. To escape, unhook. Stop performing. Stop seeking. Let their judgment fall like dust. It settles if you don't stir it. Withdraw into your own silence. Detachment is a form of respect. Regret, it's a weight you carry, for seeking what was never yours. The next rule faces the words you speak and stops them cold. 80% of regret comes from actions you didn't pause. You chase their glance. You speak to fill their silence. You act to win their nod. Each move, a step toward loss. Each choice, a weight you carry. The regret lingers, but it's not the end. The next rule silences the words that keep you trapped. Rule 7. Silence your explanations. You feel their distance, and words rise. You want to explain, to make them see. Their silence. You think it's a question. It's not. You draft messages. Long, raw, pleading. You speak to fill the gap they left. Each word, a brick in a wall you build. Each sentence, a chain you tighten. Their indifference, it's not a call for your voice. It's a void. You explain, because you think clarity will shift them. It won't. Your words, they don't bridge the gap. They widen it. You lose ground. Not because they don't hear, but because you don't stop. The cost? It's invisible. Your voice? It fades into their silence. Your truth? It drowns in their absence. You think explaining proves your worth. It doesn't. It buries your stillness. It fuels your pain. To break free, say less. Don't draft. Don't send. Let the urge burn, then fade. Their silence doesn't demand your answer. It's theirs. Withdraw into your own quiet. You can end without drama. The words you hold, they're heavy, but their weight doesn't bind you. The next rule faces their indifference and steps away. Rule 8. Step back from their indifference. Their indifference, it cuts. You feel it. Cold, sharp, silent. You lean in, closer, hoping to thaw it. You attack to their distance, as if your presence will shift their gaze. It won't. Their apathy, it's not a challenge. It's a wall. Yet you press against it, seeking a crack. The reflex is deep. You linger where you're not seen. You stay where you're not valued. You think your effort will spark their notice. It doesn't. Each moment you remain fuels the rejection. Each step you take toward them pulls you from your center. You know this, but you don't move. The system fails because you feed it. Their indifference, it's a loop you power. You attack, and the pain grows. You stay, and the numbness spreads. The cost isn't theirs, it's yours. You lose awareness, not because they don't care, but because you do. Too much. To reset, step back. Don't reach, don't wait, don't hope. Their indifference, it's theirs, not your burden. Let it stand, untouched. Breathe through the urge to stay. Disengage and reclaim your ground. The void is where it clears. You step back and the air shifts, but another trap waits. The pull to hope without reason. The next rule faces that blind hope and breaks it. He texted daily for weeks. No reply. The silence grew heavier. He stopped, not out of anger, but clarity. The screen went dark, and he found his ground. The hope you cling to, it's a thread that binds, but threads snap when you pull too hard. The next rule faces that hope and lets it fall. Rule 9. Don't hope blindly. You sit in the quiet of your room. Their name lights up your mind, uninvited. You imagine a message that never comes, a call that never rings. You hope blindly that they'll see you, that they'll turn back, that their silence holds a promise. It doesn't. The scene is familiar. You're at a cafe. Their face flashes in your thoughts. You smile, thinking they might feel it. You wait, believing their heart will shift. You build a story where their absence is temporary. But it's not. Each hope, a brick in a tower that falls. Each dream, a weight that sinks you deeper into loss. The reflex drives you. You hope because you think it keeps you alive. It doesn't. It traps you. Their silence isn't a sign. It's just silence. You feed the pain by chasing what isn't there. You lose stillness, not because they're gone, but because you won't let them go. To break free, withdraw. Stop dreaming. Stop waiting. Let the hope rise and burn out. It will. Their absence isn't your story. It's theirs. Don't write it for them. Step back into your own quiet. Pain doesn't mean truth. The hope fades and the air clears. But another urge waits. The pull to stand where you're not seen. The next rule faces that ground and holds it firm. Rule 10. Hold your ground. You feel their pull. Their absence tugs at you. You want to reach out, to please, to soften their silence. You think bending will bring them closer. It won't. Pleasing them, it's a reflex. You shift, you adjust, you give. But their distance, it grows. You're not holding them, you're losing yourself. The pattern is clear. You say yes when you mean no. You stay when you should leave. You offer more when they offer nothing. You think your effort will earn their gaze. It doesn't. Each act of pleasing builds a cage. Each compromise buries your ground. You know this, yet you yield. The cost is steep. Every time you bend, you erode your self-command. Every moment you give, you deepen the rejection. You don't lose them, you lose your center. Their silence isn't a call to try harder. It's a signal to stop, to override. Hold the line. Don't bend, don't chase, don't give where nothing returns. Let their silence sit unanswered. Breathe through the urge to please. Their absence doesn't define you. Your resolve does. Stand still and claim your space. Stillness is enough. The line you hold, it's a boundary. But boundaries are tested by their judgment. The next rule faces that weight and lets it fall. Seneca said, "You suffer more in imagination than reality." Their judgment, it's a shadow you chase. But shadows, they don't touch you unless you run. The weight of their eyes, it lingers. But it's not your burden. The next rule releases it and finds your ground. Rule 11, release their judgment. Their words, they linger. A glance, a sigh, a silence. You feel their judgment, heavy, sharp, cold. You carry it like a stone in your chest. You think their verdict defines you. It doesn't. Their gaze, it's a mirror you hold. But it reflects only what you allow. The reflex is subtle. You replay their words. You search for flaws in yourself. You adjust to fit their frame. You think their judgment holds your truth. It doesn't. It's dust. It settles if you stop stirring. Yet you keep moving, feeding the shame, deepening the pain. The cost is quiet, but real. Each thought you give their verdict steals your awareness. Each moment you bend to their eyes buries your ground. You don't lose their respect, you lose your own. Their judgment isn't your chain. You forge it by holding on. Release. Let their words fall. Don't replay. Don't defend. Don't adjust. Their gaze, it's theirs, not yours. Breathe through the urge to prove yourself. Detach and let the dust settle. Your worth, it stands without their nod. You don't owe anything. The dust clears, and you see. But another reflex waits, the urge to react to their absence. The next rule faces that pull and stops it cold. Rule 12. Observe. Don't react. Their absence, it stings. You feel the void, their silence, their distance. You want to move, to text, to call, to react. You think acting will fill the gap. It won't. Reacting, it's a reflex that binds you. You act, they pull away. You reach, they fade. Contrast this. You react, and the pain grows. You observe, and the air clears. Reacting, it's a fire you feed. You type, you speak, you chase. Each move deepens the rejection. Observing, it's a pause. You watch, you breathe, you stay. Their silence loses its grip. The reflex is strong. You feel their coldness, and your mind races. You want to fix it, to prove you're enough. You think reacting will change their heart. It doesn't. Each action pulls you from your center. Each impulse fuels the numbness. You lose, not their care, but your awareness. To break free, observe. Don't type, don't call. Let their absence sit untouched. Breathe through the urge to act. Their silence isn't a command. It's just a moment. Witness it, don't fill it. Hold the line and find your ground. You don't have to react. The silence you observe, it's a mirror, but mirrors reflect only what you face. The next rule faces their absence and walks away. Rule 13. Walk away silently. You feel their absence, a cold weight. You linger, hoping they'll turn back. You hold on to their silence, their indifference, their void. You think staying will spark their notice. It won't. Holding on, it's a loop. You wait, they drift. You stay, they fade. The cycle is familiar. You check their silence. You wait for a sign. You stand where you're not seen. You think your presence will shift their heart. It doesn't. Each moment you linger deepens the pain. Each step you don't take tightens the rejection. You know this, yet you remain. The cost is quiet, but heavy. Every second you stay buries your ground. Every hope you pin on their return steals your stillness. You don't lose them, you lose yourself. Their absence isn't a call to wait. It's a signal to move, to break the loop. Walk away. Don't text. Don't plead. Don't look back. Let the urge rise and pass. Their silence is theirs, not your chain. Breathe through the pull to stay. Disengage and find your center. Who not doing is power too. You walk away and the silence grows. It's not empty. It's yours. You don't fill it. You don't chase. Their absence, it's a shadow that fades when you stop turning back. The urge to react, it's a spark. But sparks die when you don't feed them. You've walked away from their silence, their judgment, their void. Now you face yourself. The final pause, it's not about them. It's about your ground and holding it firm. The phone screen fades. Dark. Your hands rest. Still. The room is quiet. Only your breath moves. You didn't text. You didn't check. The urge came and passed. A weight lifts. Not loud. Not sudden. You feel it. The moment you didn't react. There's silence. It sits there, untouched. It doesn't pull you. Not now. You're here, in the quiet, with yourself. What remains if you don't chase their shadow? Silence holds more than you seek.